This is a Jmix exclusive.
So I guess really the question that I would start with is, what is the history between you and Snoop?
Well, I've been knowing Snoop all my life. You know, we share the same first cousin, OG Dogg. And when I say all my life, I'm talking about since we were kids. We went to elementary school together. We eventually started going to junior high together. And, I just known him all my life,
Absolutely. Now, you got deep history in the LBC. For those out there that don't know, can you kind of fill us in about of your standing in Long Beach? Is it somewhere that you've been from a long time?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I was born and raised at Long Beach. Born at St. Mary's Hospital. Grew up on Salt Lake, where all of the the Insanes and the 20s stuff started. On Salt Lake Street. So as a kid, I saw the birth of the gang, and as growing up as a 70s baby and an 80s baby, I was right there in the heart of it. So I knew all of the well-respected original people that started it, and I'm kin to a bunch of them or whatnot. And grew up, wasn't it wasn't no bad area or anything. Long Beach was an all Crip city. So we didn't have like enemies or anything that came inside of Long Beach, so we had a unique city, and, growing up in Long Beach, we were well respected for that. And as a youngster, I got into the gang, activity, at a young age, like around 13 years old, and, got really serious up into it, 14, 15, started going to jail as a 15-year-old, the juvenile camps, and then off to the YAs, and then once I hit 18, I was like in the penitentiary, and it was just for, doing, gang activity, just out there, doing what I thought was fun, but was against the law, but although I was, out there active in the streets, I was a very good student at school. I wasn't, just going to school or anything for attendance or anything. I went to school to, to be the best student in the class, if not in the school, So everything that I did it at a high level. And, although, I was in school and whatnot, I still, when I returned home, I was in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So I was living two, like, cultures, because I got busted out to a predominantly white area when I went to school, So, but when I come home, it's predominantly color, So I had to, figure out working those two avenues, and as I did both of them. And next thing you know, I was gaining a reputation, as a kid on the block that, could fight, you know what I'm saying, that was, well respected, a stand-up guy, never screwed over anyone, and also in school I was that way, and I also, played sports and stuff, so I was well known through all those different avenues.
You turned your life around. You went from being incarcerated for a while to graduating from college.
Yes.
What does giving back to the community mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to me because I took away from the community so much doing, the ill-advised things I was doing as a youngster. And I noticed that, in my neighborhood that, the people of color, especially the blacks, was, in a very bad position. And a lot of them were in a bad position and did not know why they were in a bad position. And, I knew I was in a bad position, but once I started going to school and actually studying why, you know, we were in this position, I just started to change my ways to where, you know, I can assist in making the community better as opposed to being an antagonist against it, you know. And so when I was in school, I'm going to say when I got into college, because I wind up going to college when I was 27 years old, I got off into all of the on and off campus activities. And then I noticed that, you know, I can do more within the community because the community needed certain needs. And one day when I was in at college, the principal from one of our middle schools called Franklin Middle School, he came to my school. How he found out about me, I don't know, but I know I was doing a lot of big things on campus, and people knew my background as far as in the hood. You know, the school people knew that I came from there. So I guess they directed him towards me, and he came to me and he asked me, you know, could I help stop his gang and racial tension at his middle school? And I knew what was going on already, and I felt that was an opportunity for me to give back, you know. So I created a community-based organization called FOCUS, which stands for Families Observing Cultures and Uniting Students. And I got a bunch of the people within the community that may have, you know, been a part of the problem, but they were influential, and they could stop, you know, the issues that were going on in and around Franklin Middle School. So doing that, Focus, it eventually led to me becoming a director of the AmeriCAN program with Jim Brown. And once I became the director of that particular organization focused on life management skills, and we got kids back in the school, we got them job training, and we got them jobs, you know. So this particular program actually paid participants to come and be a part of the program. So those incentives and, you know, the resources that we provided were very important in getting these kids or whatnot the resources that they needed.
Can you tell us about this spectacular business that you had going and the conversation that you had with Snoop about opening the other shop? A little backstory on that, if you could.
Well, actually, I know in my video I made it seem like I asked Snoop to come and open the shop, but what happened, I had to close my store unexpectedly, and when I did, you know, I had just met up with Snoop after one of his shows, and I let him know what the word was, you know, on the street, you know what I'm saying, and you know, he was getting a lot of flack because a lot of people felt that he was doing stuff for other cities, as far as you know, L.A., as opposed to dealing with his people in Long Beach, you know, and that was a big black eye on his you know, resume. So, you know, him being my friend and, you know, my kinfolk, I just felt that, you know what I'm saying, I could talk to him and let him know the situation. And so, you know, when he had got off the stage, we talked in the restroom for like around 45 minutes to an hour, and I had let him know the situation, you know, how the homies was acting, like, check with Snoop, you know, see if he can, you know, do something with you or something, you know, or see what he got available for you. So we were in the restroom talking for about like 45 minutes to an hour, you know, and like I said, I was just letting him know, you know, the feedback on the streets, and, you know, I deal with a lot of people, you know, behind the walls, so, you know, they were asking me, you know, what is Snoop doing? You know, I hear you doing this and doing that for LA people, you know what I'm saying? So I just gave them the, you know, the feedback. And then Snoop, you know, I know on my video I act like, you know what I'm saying, I had asked him the question, but Snoop brought up the whole scenario of, hey, man, why don't we open up a store together? You know, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, we can do that. You know, I can run it, he back it or whatever. Yeah, that's no problem, you know. You know, we had chopped it up, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to get at you. I'm going to have my manager, you know, Ted Chung get at you or whatnot. in a couple of days, and we'll just go from there, you know. So I left, you know, thinking that, you know, he was going, you know, do a store with me and whatnot. So a couple of days go by, I get a call, and Ted calls me, and he lets me know that, you know, Snoop couldn't do this at this time, right? And that, you know, he had a little something for me or whatnot, you know. And I was like, I was confused, so I was like, well, let me talk to Snoop and see what's going on. And so he, Snoop wind up calling me back like within a minute, and it was like, you know, explaining to me what was going on. I was like, okay, that's cool, man. You can't do it. Cool. I say, but look, I'm going to open up my store one day. And I said, I don't know exactly when. I say, but all I need you to do, Snoop, is just come and do my grand opening or a meet and greet or whatever, something so I can raise some funds so that I can, you know, take the store to the next level. And he was like, oh, man, that ain't nothing. You know I got you, Spittt. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. You my people. I know you about your business. And he said, whatever you do, I'll do that. Just whatever you do, don't open it in the hood. So I was like, all right, cool. I ain't got to open it in the hood, you know. So I left it at that, and I was straight. So now he gave me his word that he was going to do it. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So I get to, you know, doing research and finding a location to open it up. And a little time went by, but the opportunity arose for me to open it up in Louisville, Kentucky. So that's what I did. And then when I opened it up, I probably was open for about a year. I had went back and told Snoop, I got the store open, and, you know, when can you come, or can we set up something, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I got you. We all good, you know, I'm going to hit you. And that's where we, you know, kind of left off at.
Is there any significance behind him saying not to open it up in the hood?
Well, yeah, that was very significant. I don't know why he would say that, but you know, I got a couple of ideas. You know, Snoop doesn't have any business in the hood, you know, and it probably looked kind of funny for him to be, you know, promoting something and he doesn't have a business in the hood, a financial business, not no nonprofit football league or anything like that, business to deal with economics, you know. So
yeah, because, you know, if one, like, from a fan's perspective, if you listen to, you know, most of Snoop Dogg's, you know, records, that, you know, that's where he's from. That he's from, you know, he's from Long Beach, but, you know, that's...
And specifically the East Side.
And that's part of his persona that, you know, he's from the rough areas.
Yes. Yes. And that was, you know, I guess part of the significance about it was that, he claimed he's from the east side of Long Beach, which I'm not taking that away from him because he is from the east side of Long Beach. But does he have any businesses on the east side of Long Beach? No. I mean, he's been in the game over 20, 25 years, and not one time has he put any business in the hood or supported any business in the hood, you know, and that's our problems right now. Within Long Beach is, you know, economic and social issues, you know, and far as him not saying not open it in the hood, you know, people will probably look at him kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you don't have nothing out here, but, you know, other people do. What's going on with you? You know, you claiming this and you talking about you supporting and you doing all of this, but the big issue is that Snoop doesn't want anyone to, like, you know, shine or be successful. You know, his rap artists, all of the rap artists that's up under him, no one is doing anything right now. You know, it's just all about Snoop. You know.
So at this point, you know, you moved down to Louisville, and he's confirmed with you 2 times that I can count so far that, you know, he would be there. He'd at least make an appearance if he wasn't going to be a partner.
Yeah.
So what was the process of you going to Louisville? How long had it been? You know, you go to Louisville, you open a store. Once you opened the store, did you reach back out to him?
Yes. When I opened the store, you know, me and Snoop know the same people, so You know, I was telling people that I knew, you know, let them know I got the store open, you know, holler at me or whatnot, you know, and of course Snoopy is very busy, so the word was getting back to him, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to have to pop up on him because, you know, that's how you got to do it with Snoop. And when I went to his championship game, that's when I met back up with him. And far as the process of going, moving to Louisville, you know, after Snoop had told me that, it wasn't immediately. It was probably about a year and a half after I actually made that move to Louisville, but I moved my whole family and everything. You know, I was coaching basketball for like 17 years, high school AAU basketball, and I stopped everything, you know, just to, you know, pursue my dream as far as opening a business. I knew I had Snoop Dogg support, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? So I always had that as one of my incentives of moving so far away and not knowing, you know, people where I was moving to, you know.
Where I'm trying to get with this is what you had with Snoop was an arrangement between friends.
Yes.
What do you say? Because I've heard this comment anytime someone criticizes Snoop and some of the actions that he's done. I mean, what do you say to people that say that you're mad because Snoop's not giving you a handout?
I don't think I fall in that category. I wasn't looking for any handouts. You know, I wasn't asking Snoop for any money or anything. One of the bases that I felt that, you know, he should help me would be, you know, I helped him in the past. You know, he has called me, you know, to do documentaries about my life when I was in Youth Authority, YA, you know, and I did that for him, you know, and I didn't charge him, I didn't ask for anything or nothing like that. You know, it was my homeboy, and he needed, you know, something done with his project, and I assisted, and, you know, with no question. And the project actually went way longer than I anticipated. It was supposed to be 45 minutes, and then it lasted for a week, you know. But I never, you know, said, oh, I got this up on Snoop, I'm going to use it. But, you know, when he did not show to my event, you know, I was like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So as far as a handout, I don't fall in that category. I wasn't never looking for any money, because as long as I have Snoop, I can make my money, you know, off of him. And he knows that. He knows that if he appears at anyone's business, that it would change that particular business outlook, period, whether people's paying for it or whether he's showing up for free, you know. But that was I guess that's the whole little synopsis of any handout. You know, I wasn't looking for no handout. He knows me doing business. Me and Snoop used to sell newspapers together as kids and sell candy together as kids, you know, and I always was the top salesman in either, you know, job that we had. So he knew that, you know, I had, you know, talking skills or whatnot, people skills, and that I could, you know, make money, you know, if I had the opportunity. And I just think that with him, I don't think he wants to see anyone shine, you know, because him coming to Louisville, you know, he was on a tour. He was only 5 minutes away from my store. You know, all he had to do is just, you know, make his appearance, and it would have been successful. But when he didn't show up, you know, you got to keep in mind that I put a lot of money into preparing for this event. You know, I was flying people in, Big Trade E, OG Domino, the Real Freeway Rick Ross, you know, and a couple other people. You know, I had flew in, you know, paying for hotels, paying for venues, paying for radio ads, for promotion, you know, and it runs up a big bill, and I actually have to, you know, go get other monies from, you know, different resources to make it happen. And I had it all laid out. And, you know, although I have those other people, you know, people want to see Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is the one that brings the money. And that was the bottom line. And he knew that. The word on the street is that everybody is looking for Snoop to do some handouts and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely not the issue. Snoop has a position to where he's in a position to assist anyone. You know, and that's what that was all about.
And you paid for promotion. You even got Warren G was there. Who put?
Yeah, see, Warren G was actually on the tour with Snoop, so he came with no problem, no questions asked. You know, Warren is one person that is a real celebrity in our community. You know, people really love Warren because he's a righteous person. You know, if Warren says no, he can't do something, then okay, it's no. You know, that's all you have to say. No. If he says yes, he can do something, it's yes. He's going to follow up with it. You know, just the difference between them two dudes is that Snoopy just tends to say yes to people, and it is so easy for him to just say no if he can't do it. None of this would be happening with me if Snoop would have been like, no, I can't do that. I wouldn't have been mad at Snoop or anything. I would have been doing what Billy Brown needs to do business. Moved on to my next venture, basically. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was all about.
Now, how did you find out that he wasn't going to show? Did you reach out to him the day that everybody was there? Did he speak to you, give you a reason why he couldn't make it?
And that's the big problem here. I had went back to California in October, November-ish, you know, because I was getting ready to celebrate my 45th birthday, December the 15th. And that was going to be a big bash. Everything I throw is a fundraiser for me, you know. And that was a definite fundraiser that I don't need any other person to be a part of. You know, I can do that on my own because that's what I've done in the past. And and like I was saying, I was planning for my birthday, and then I got a call from my customer from Louisville when I was in Long Beach. And they told me, oh, I see you finally bringing Snoop to the Ville, because I've been telling my customers for the last 3 years that he's coming. And then I was reaching out to him, calling, texting, all that. I wasn't hearing from him. And then I got a call back from his staff, you know, and his staff was like telling me that Snoop said he's going to be busy or whatnot. He can't do it. And I was like, hold on, that don't sound like Snoop, because that ain't what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, just let me speak to him. You know what I'm saying? And because what happens in Snoop's camp is that his staff will deter you, just so you know you don't bother him or whatever. You know, regardless of whatever your situation is, that's their job to deter you. And that's what I thought it was, a deterrent, because if I wouldn't have if I, say for instance, if I would have said, okay, the staff said no, and he ain't going to do it, and then he comes out here, and then he shows up or something, he'd be like, no, I didn't say that, Spittt. You know I was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to hear from Snoop before I counseled anything. And Snoop never, he never called or anything. You know, the day of the event, he was here in Louisville, and I never got a call from him or a text from him. However, he's texting and calling everyone else, talking about my situation here, you know, as opposed to talking to me. So that right there was, you know, really a bad look on his, you know what I'm saying, as far as him communicating with me as opposed to the others, you know. So I never, ever spoke with Snoop. Shit, I hadn't spoke with Snoop since I seen him at the football game. Actually, I spoke to his staff, you know, but I hadn't spoke to him yet.
Now, personal relationships aside, do you feel that this sabotages your integrity as a businessman?
This definitely sabotaged my integrity, because I'm telling these people, the name of my store is called A Touch of Cali, and we're in the middle of Louisville, you know, Kentucky, and everybody that comes in here, you know, they're like, oh, this is a California store, and, you know, one of the once they find out I'm from Long Beach, you know, they're like, oh, do you know Snoop? You know, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be here. You know, I've been telling him for the last 3 years. I don't know when, but you will know because it will be on the radio. I will be promoting it. You know, so as far as my reputation out here, it did damage it because it made me feel, or it made me seem like I was just a bullshitter or something like that, you know, and that's the last thing that I ever do with anyone is BS them, you know, and that's what he did, you know. He pretty much threw egg in my face when he did not show, and then, you know, the customers looking at me like, hey man, he was just here and he didn't come over here. I thought he was coming, you know. So trying to explain something like that just makes you look kind of goofy, you know. So it definitely did damage, you know, my reputation and me as far as my integrity goes.
Now, because you're running into middlemen, or, you know, people trying to run the interference that normally they do with celebrities. You put out a video, which I'm going to link for everybody to watch, you know, so they can see the story themselves.
Okay.
So you put this video out, and today he had a diss song that dropped, and I would believe that it was directed at you. What's your reaction to that, and do you feel like he's abusing his platform to take shots at someone else who's actually supporting the community?
Well, you know, when I made the video as if no one knew me. So I explained to them basically, you know, my upbringing and where I'm at now. So it showed two parts of my lifestyle. Now, far as me saying any fabrications towards Snoop or lying or anything like that, I did not do that in the video. That, you know, you can see as you watch the video that I put up a bunch of picture illustrations to back up what I'm saying. And I had got near probably the mid 3/4 mark of the video, and I got to stating facts as far as, you know, does Snoop participate in any of these events that that I throw, that uplifts the community? Does Snoop participate in any of this stuff? Does he participate in the Martin Luther King parade? Does he participate in any events that involve people, you know, and that are his fans that want to see him? And I said, no, he doesn't. You know, he never came to any of my events or any of the events that I know that was being thrown in Long Beach. He doesn't do that. Only time that Snoop comes to the community and throws something is like when he needs a video, and he has all of the homeboys come to support his video, so his video is validated with, you know, original homies from Eastside Long Beach. So I laid out all facts. I guess you can go to that old saying, the truth hurts. And I guess the truth hurt him because he came back with a diss. He dissed me, and my reaction towards that is like, why are you dissing me? You know what I'm saying? I'm just laying out facts, you know. But I guess I apparently put him out there on blast telling the truth about his real character, because the guy is a straight phony when it comes to supporting and wanting to help people, you know. And he came out with a diss. The record that he came out with, you know, I like the beat, you know, what he's saying in it. I was like, okay, because, you know, he calling me out of my name, and then I did a 25-minute video, and I never called him out of his name, not one time. I never disrespected him, you know, far as, you know, saying he's a mark or he's a buster. I never said anything like that. I was just saying, you know, far as his involvement into the community. So when he put out a diss record against me, I was shocked. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. But I wasn't shocked because I was like, okay, this is just some whole ass shit that he would do. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to call me a bitch in his song, and he's saying this and that. When you listen to it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But none of that pertains to me. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never been no bitch. You know, I ain't never been no mark. I ain't never, you know, did no funny shit like he does, you know. And if you look on my the Facebook page and you read all the remarks, you know, you will see that. But as far as my reaction go, I was like, wow, he's going to use his platform, which is a rapping platform where he has all of his success at, to disrespect me. And I was like, okay, that's no problem, you know what I'm saying? But that just shows me how much of a real, authentic person he was, because the purpose of my video was to get him to contact me. That was it. If you look at the video, all I'm saying is, get at me. We have to address this issue, you know, and that's all I wanted him to do, was get at me. So he got at me on a record. And once again, you know, he's selling records, you know, exploiting the homies, you know what I'm saying, lying. This record right here, he's just straight up lying, you know. He just sounds good because he's a good sounding rapper, you know, but what he's saying is absolutely bullshit. It doesn't even relate to me. So when I heard the song, I was like, okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with that now that you put that out there, you know. So however he deals with it, you know, he's gonna have to deal with it. But it was just, I guess he felt that his ego was hurt and that he had to do something to make him seem like a tough guy.
I think it's kind of fucked up that he has enough energy to put a track out but not pick up the phone. I think that's a little malicious.
Yeah, it's pretty malicious, and it pretty much signifies Snoop Dogg's character, period, point blank. You know, I wasn't coming at you like that, you know, but if you felt that, you know, he felt that, you know, he was being challenged because of the truth. Everything I said was the truth, you know, and I guess he felt that he was being challenged, you know, and he didn't have time to, you know, call me or whatever. But once I put my video out, within 4 or 5 days, he puts a whole album, or I don't know if it's an album, but I know it's a single with the album cover, and that single is on the album cover, and he got the best producer in L.A. to make the beat, you know. So I guess he felt some type of way about that, you know.
Absolutely. I do gotta ask, because you have your bona fide street cred. You know, you did time, you turned your life around, you gave back to the community. For the people out there that look up to this guy and the things that he said, and you can choose to answer this or not, but is Snoop really what he says he is? Is his history in LBC in the Long Beach area, is it what he claims it is? What is his standing in Long Beach?
Snoop is the best rapper that we have out of Long Beach. He has that, you know, so he can say he's the king of rap on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? However, Snoop legacy in Long Beach has nothing to do with, you know, what Long Beach is known for. You know, we are a very well-respected city. Snoop has nothing to do with that. Only thing that Snoop has to do with that was that he used his vessel of rap music to portray to the whole world who Long Beach is. When Snoop is rapping, you never hear him talk about what he did. You know what I'm saying? Is what Long Beach did and how we do it in Long Beach. So, yeah, when Snoop first came out, I was in the penitentiary. And the people on the yard used to ask me, you know what I'm saying, who is that? And I'd be like, that's the homeboy Snoop, you know what I'm saying? You know, my homeboy, you know, and I just knew that he wasn't a gang member before, you know, he started rapping, and he wasn't out there gang banging, you know, because if he was, most likely he would have been with me in jail somewhere, because me and Snoop is only about a month and a half apart in age, you know, and my age group at that particular time, we were like really, really, you know, doing a lot, you know. All the times you see stuff on the news, you see laws changing, is because of the stuff me and my homeboys was doing. definitely not what Snoop was doing. So his reputation and who he act like he is only on record. That's it. You know, when he sings a record, that's it. You know, he has never done any of that stuff. Snoop came out when he was like 19, 20 years old, and he became an immediate superstar at 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? So if you look far as before, when he was 18, 17, 16 or whatever, he wasn't doing none of that stuff that he's rapping about. But he's from Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? So when he got with, you know, Death Row or something, that was the best thing that he could rap about is how Long Beach does things, you know, because, you know, he has a bunch of family members and stuff that's into the gang activity and all that stuff. So he has a front row seat on how it was going down. However, you know, he wasn't participating in it at all like he portrays to be in his songs, you know.
Now, I can only ask you to speak for you, but in your experience, are there other grievances held by others from your city that you feel he's not addressing?
Well, yeah, you know, the major grievance is that, dude, you look at all of the other rappers, like a Ludacris from Atlanta. This guy has, you know, major youth centers in his community, youth centers that address issues so that, you know, the youth can go through and, you know, they can have guidance or whatnot and help them with resources and job training and all that stuff. Well, Snoop doesn't have anything like that in Long Beach. So with our, you know, what the major grievance is that, man, what are you doing for the hood? We got people out here getting killed every day. We got racial tension. We got gang tension. You know what I'm saying? You making all these damn raps and stuff that promote and glamorize this type of activity, but what are you doing to quell it? And that's the major grievance with a lot of the people is like, what are you doing for the neighborhoods? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing for the homeboys like Billy that has a business? You know, Billy can't go to the bank. I ain't had my bank, you know, ever since I started my business, and I can't even get a loan. You know, my business never went under or have any default loans or anything. However, you know what I'm saying, the way that the system is designed, you know, a black person can't go to a bank and get the type of funds that he needs to take his business to another level, you know. And Snoop doesn't understand how the system, you know, is, you know, sending our kids straight from high school to jail, or, you know, he doesn't understand the system that we're living in. You know, he doesn't understand that how Long Beach used to be damn near, the east side of Long Beach used to be predominantly black, you know. Now, you know, you see sprinkles of blacks, you know, around there. Why is that? You know, why is there, you know, not a African-American town in Long Beach, but we got a Cambodian town, and the Cambodians didn't get to California until the early 80s, you know, but they got, you know, a district out there. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? And Snoop doesn't look at the issues that surround these particular problems, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's a problem that, you know, the Cambodians got a district. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's a problem that the blacks don't got shit in Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? And why is that? Well, I understand that. You know, I went to school and trained and understand why this is going on. However, you know, Snoop only sees that, okay, I'm making my business, I'm doing my business right now, and I'm not helping anyone, and that's the way it's going to be. Ain't nobody going to be bigger than Snoop as far as Snoop concerned. You know, whether they're a rapper, whether they're a businessman, or anything, you know, he's not about to support anything that, you know, black folks are doing, trying to get over the hump. And And Snoop is our golden child of Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? He's our golden child. He ain't been around the world. He ain't made a lot of connections to where he can make things happen. And he chooses not to, you know. And so his legacy in Long Beach is tarnished. I don't care how people look at him internationally, but in Long Beach, his reputation is tarnished, not because he's not no thug or anything like that. It's just because he doesn't address the issues that need to be addressed. You know, every issue that we have in our community, the politicians are not going to take care of. You know, we need people that's out in the forefront that has a name for themselves, such as a Snoop Dogg. Now, the problem that our homeboys and our community members have, that there wouldn't be no Snoop Dogg if he wasn't rapping about the inner city. You know, there wouldn't be no Snoop Doggy Dogg, the gangster rapper or the reality rapper or whatever you want to call him. You know, he's rapping about the shit that I've done, the shit that my big homies done before me, the stuff that's going on right now. He's rapping about that stuff, and he's getting paid by it, you know, and he thinks that, because he has a couple of the homeboys employed. Keep in mind, those are employees. You know, they're working for him. I bet you they don't have no health benefits or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know, working with him because, you know, it's an exciting job, of course, but really they're not making any money that's, you know, that's beneficial for them in the future. No health care, no Social Security putting away or nothing like that. And he thinks that because that he has a little league football, a pee-wee football league. He has a league that's in several different cities. You know, he thinks that that is his giving back because he's supporting the kids. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a coach also. That is that's fine. That's dandy. You know what I'm saying? But when those kids get out of football practice, they got to go back to the hood. And their parents and their uncles and aunties are my homeboys that ain't, you know, that can't get above water, you know, the surface, you know, because of whatever elements that are suppressing them, you know. So Snoop, I'm telling Snoop, I'm like, dude, our problem is economic problems and social problems. You know what I'm saying? We got to build businesses. The people that already have businesses here, we got to promote those businesses, Snoop. But Snoop will not do that. Snoop came out on top of the VIP record store. You know, that's a historical monument right there. You know, and VIP is old school. You know, they used to sell albums and tapes and 8-tracks and stuff, you know, and then when the new technology came in, as far as, you know, the iPods and everything is online, you know, it had to transition into something else besides music, and it's still legendary. He could sell shirts, clothes, Long Beach memorabilia, Snoop Dogg memorabilia. He can do all of that stuff out of the VIP because you have tourists that come straight to Long Beach just to go to the VIP. However, he will not assist the owner of the VIP to make that happen, and he has all of the resources to do it. He doesn't have to put a dime in it, but he can make it happen, and that's what a lot of the people in our community have a problem with, is that this guy does not address any of our social and economic issues, you know, and all he has to do is just show up, you know, be there, speak on it. And he doesn't do it, and that's a major problem. And for him not to come through for me, I moved out of Long Beach. Why did I move out of Long Beach? Because Snoop said don't open it in the hood. You understand me? So I moved out of Long Beach. I didn't have to come to Kentucky. I could have went to Paramount or somewhere like that, but the opportunity arose for me here. You know, and for me to have his word that he's going to do it, and then he doesn't do it, that just shows how much of a piece of a shit he is, and that he doesn't really understand what's going on. You know, a lot of people tell me, you know, maybe he got something to where he can't do it because he's like a puppet. He's getting controlled or something, because that's what it seems like. he can't make no moves because he's getting controlled by someone else. But the bottom line is no one is controlling him like that. He can do it. He just don't want to do it because there's several other people that are just like me that he has burnt. They've been calling me for the last week and a half, and I've been learning new stories, that you haven't even heard of. And I'm like, wow. So I'm not an isolated incident. But when he didn't show up for my event or show up for me, mine is not like, I just asked Snoop, hey, man, come on over here, a couple of weeks ago. This is 3-year process I've been dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? So if he will not show up for me, knowing I've been waiting on him that long, then there's a big issue. And that's why I came out with that video. Like, I was just fed up because that's not my character to be all on social media and talking about, my issues. But it has grown beyond my issue. It became a Long Beach issue when he did that, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Daz seems to be, Daz threatened my life over something Silky Fine said. But
wait. He did that over who?
Silky Fine. I did an interview with her, and she had made a comment about.
That's my label mate.
Yeah.
Back in the days. Back in the days we were on Grand Jury Records. Silky Fine, she made that song Romeo and Juliet, Hot Sex. When she made that, we were on the same record label back in 95, 94, 96, Grand Jury. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I did an interview segment with her, and I was just talking about her music, and we got into the discussion of the peace rally that happened last year, and she made a comment. She basically said that there were some people that have been trying to get at Snoop, kind of the same situation, and that he kind of ducked out on them. I put the video out. It wasn't no hit piece or anything like that. It was just her, being her. Speaking her mind, and Daz hit me up, and he's like, you need to pull that video. You're speaking bad on the champ. That's what he said to me, and I said, look, I'm not going to do that. The reason being is because that's what she wanted to say, and she blessed me with the interview, but I will give you a platform to respond. If what she said isn't true, you're more than welcome to respond. And his response to me was if I didn't pull it, that he would, and this is a quote, he would see me when he sees me, and gave me a gun emoji, and that was kind of that was his veiled threat to me. So with that being said, I know at least he will be listening, and he kind of acts with me as the arm of Snoop, talking down on the champ. So if Snoop's listening right now, is there any chance of reconciliation, and what would you say to him if you could talk to him right now? Do you have a message for Snoop?
Well, the only thing I got to say to Snoop is that that all I want you to do is get at me. We go back way too far, and all I want you to do is contact me like a man, like I had contacted you, and other than that was it. You didn't have to tell me that you would do this if you wasn't going to do it. I wouldn't have wasted my time and all, my changing my lifestyle and everything, I wouldn't have never did that, and I wouldn't have never did that to him, I thought that we were close enough to where if he'd say something that it was bona fide, but apparently it's not, so I just learned a lot from him, and I would never ever ask him for anything else. I would never ever come at him about anything because I've done way more in the community than Snoop has ever done, so I don't need Snoop, I didn't need him from the get-go. Like I told you, I know it made it seem like I asked him to come do my grand opening, but the bottom line is that Snoop suggested this from the get-go that we'll open up a store together, and that's how I got to this, So if he like leading people onto false pretenses and all of that stuff, it's not going to work, And exactly what I would like to say to Snoop is, you can't be representing Long Beach the way you do, because the real ones are not going to let you do that. You can take your ass back to Mississippi for all we care. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing nothing for the hood anyway. I mean, we could do bad by ourselves. So, I'm pretty much through with him. You know what I'm saying? He came out with a diss song. I don't rap. You know what I'm saying? But shit, he might bring me back into the rap game. I've been retired since '96. But for him to do that, he just opened up the floodgates. So I'm gonna leave it at that, But I really ain't got nothing else to say to him. All I wanted him to do was give me a call and so I can ask him why did he do that? Why would he tell me this? What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Something I need to know about. Something ain't going right for you. Because I had this guy back all of my life, all of his life. But like I said in my video, we never had anything negative until this dude dropped this diss rap or whatever. He don't say my name, but he's saying everything that's pertaining to my video. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, subliminal messages or whatever, that was pretty kind of direct to me. You know what I'm saying? And calling me out my name and all that stuff. I'm not no dummy. I told you I don't wear this Long Beach State hat for nothing. But like I said, we're gonna move forward as a city of Long Beach, and we really don't need that dude, at all, so he can go take that shit to L.A. or whatever and go take care of them guys like he been doing, because he's definitely not trying to help out Long Beach, and like I said, although you got a football program and all that, I study, and although I love football, my favorite sport, has Snoop ever heard of something called CTE? That he keep bragging about football and all this shit, does he take that into consideration? Does he think about the future? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't think. He's just thinking about right now, But I can't even commend him on what he's doing, because he's hiding behind a 501c3 program, which is a tax write-off for him. It's not like you putting in the hood. All that shit is done. All you're doing is giving his time, basically, but making it seem like he's really doing something for the community. But like I say, do he know what CTE is? That's it.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
What up, shut up?